everyone, I'm V from Casually Fragrant. Today I'm going to be doing a perfume video on cologne suggestions for men. So I haven't done one of these videos before on my channel, but I've been asked a couple times to give my suggestions for what male colognes I enjoy. So these are some of my favorites. Mont Blanc Legend Spirit is one that my husband wears quite often, and I absolutely love it on him, and he loves to wear it. This was released in 2016, and it is a very fresh and cool scent. It's almost refreshing. It's some of the more dominant notes are aquatic notes, lavender, musk, bergamot, cardamom, grapefruit, and some other notes. It's not too clean and soapy, and it's definitely not too woodsy. It's just got a very wonderful, sexy, versatile scent, I think for all ages, and my husband wears this scent quite often. This can also be purchased for quite affordable prices online. I believe I've bought, this is the second or third bottle my husband's gone through, and I purchased this one off of fragrancebuy.ca. It's a Canadian online company, but I do believe they ship internationally and their prices are quite competitive. So that's Legend Spirit by Mont Blanc. It's been talked about quite a bit, and it's just an overall great affordable cologne, I think. That's my first suggestion. My second one is Wanted by Azzaro, and I just have to comment, the bottle here actually is probably what drew my husband into it. It's like a cylinder in a revolver. This is where the cap, it doesn't actually come out from here. I've tried to open it before that way. That's the cap there. And this is a very great scent. It's kind of spicy and woodsy, and it was launched in 2016. The notes on this are tonka bean, lemon, green apple, juniper, ginger, and some others. I'm only listing the more dominant notes for these fragrances in this video. If you are more interested in the whole note breakdown, I was getting the scents from these off of Fragrantica, which is a great website with a lot of information. And I will link down below where all of these fragrances can be purchased if you're interested. So this is a very warm and sexy scent, and it's a little sweet, but it's definitely still masculine enough. This reminds a lot of people of Paco Rabanne's Invictus, which is quite a popular fragrance. I personally think this one is a little bit more grown up and just better overall, and so does my husband. He doesn't actually care for Invictus as much, but he does like this one. And it kind of reminds me of a going out scent, an evening scent, or kind of a you know, like a date night scent or something like that. It's definitely got a wonderful kind of sweetness to it. And so Wanted by Azzaro is definitely one of my favorite scents that my husband wears. And since it is a designer scent, it can also be purchased in quite a few different places, and it's easy to obtain. My next scent, so this is really popular, but my husband wears it and loves it, and I love the smell on him, and that's Dior's Sauvage. Now, this is the original from 2015. They also have an Eau de Parfum out from 2018. The original from 2015, Johnny Depp actually advertised this scent. I like both scents actually, but I'm not too familiar with the Eau de Parfum as much. The notes in this are ambroxan, bergamot, fresh spicy amber, some spices, some pepper, lavender, and other notes. The amber is really great in this, and it's just overall, I think, a very long-lasting, very versatile, appealing scent. It's not as sweet as Wanted, and I think this works for any season, day or night. And it is recognizable. It is a very popular scent, and it's been reviewed countless times on YouTube. There's a lot of reviewers out there that have talked about this, and probably with a lot more experience than I've had. The one cool thing is that the cap kind of has a magnetic feel to it, and it just kind of snaps in place. I don't want to discount this fragrance though, just because it is popular, because I think one of the reasons it is so sought after is because it is actually a great scent. and that's Sauvage by Dior. The next scent is by Montel, Oud Forest. This is a newer acquisition of my husband's, one of his first introductions to niche fragrances. This is it's kind of an aluminum bottle, and it's very light, but this is the 100 ml size, and you kind of pull this out here to spray the bottle. My husband has a scent that he loves, and they're all kind of similar. They're all kind of fresh, not too spicy, not too woodsy, and he hasn't really liked strong oud fragrances in the past that I've shown him. Even though this is called Oud Forest, it's quite misleading. To me, this actually is not that woodsy, and I don't smell too much of any oud in this. To me, this is very aquatic, clean, and fresh. The notes are seawater, rosemary, ginger, citrus, woods, musk, and ambergris. And this is a very affordable niche fragrance compared to some of the other prices of niche fragrances. And I think it's a great scent for someone who wants to try out a niche house that maybe isn't as popular as things that you can get in department stores or Sephora online and stuff. So I highly recommend looking at some of the Montels. On my husband, this one did not last as long as some of the other ones he mentioned, but to him it doesn't matter. I think when he sprays his clothing, all of the scents that I talk about today do last a lot longer. So that's Oud Forest by Montel, and I do enjoy this scent on him as well. I think it's a very versatile scent. So the next two scents I'm going to talk about, my husband actually does not own, but I felt like I needed to mention them to kind of give an idea of some other ones. For some ideas. So my husband has certain ones that he likes, and he is not the biggest fan of these next ones, but there's nothing wrong with it in his eyes. He just finds that he doesn't work on him. So I did a video, and I'm going to link it down below, where I went over quite a few of the Maison Margiela fragrances from the replica line. They have a large selection of either unisex or kind of more leaning towards masculine scents, all with kind of catchy names. Like this one's Jazz Club, Barbershop, and they have quite a few. So I'll link that video down below if you're interested in kind of knowing more about these replica scents. These can be purchased from Sephora. Once again, the price is still quite affordable for a niche fragrance. And this fragrance, Jazz Club, is actually one of the best sellers of Sephora. When I was filming this video, I looked it up, and I believe when I sorted by most popular, it was the fourth best, either most popular or best seller for Sephora, one or the other. So it's definitely a very appealing scent. So Jazz Club was released in 2013. It's got the prominent notes are rum, tobacco, vanilla, pink pepper, and vetiver. To me, this is a very masculine scent, but it's very warm and inviting, and I think it's definitely great for cooler weather, fall and winter time. Kind of like, you know, just not in the heat, because I think that it would just become too overwhelming. But this is a great scent to try out if you're interested in more of a tobacco rum or vetiver, a kind of stronger fragrance than some of the other ones I've mentioned. And now for my last one, I actually have it in a set of two, and it's by Kilian. And there is Dark Lord and Black Phantom. Now, I'm going to post a photo of what the Black Phantom box looks like. And so here it is. Who doesn't want a skull box when they purchase a perfume? I mean, I would want that for myself. And these can be purchased on Sephora as well right now, or in some high-end department stores. So Black Phantom, and so Dark Lord, to me, I found this a bit too much, like the leather, and it was just too strong. Out of these two, funny enough, my husband actually preferred Dark Lord, but for my video, I definitely prefer Black Phantom. Now, it's a It's listed as a unisex scent, but to me, I think this is quite a masculine scent. I personally would not wear this. I do know that since it is unisex, you know, anyone can wear it, as with any fragrance, but to me, this leans more masculine. And it's got notes of caramel, rum, dark chocolate, coffee. And it's exactly like, I guess, kind of a jazz club. It's got a very warm and intoxicating feel. And just for the sake of the box with the skull, it is quite expensive. I believe it's the most expensive one on this list by a long shot, but I think it's worth it. And it's such a wonderful scent. Now, I wish my husband would like this scent. I would go out and get him a bottle of this, and I would love if he wore it, but it just didn't suit him, and it wasn't to his taste. But I still wanted to mention this because I think it's a wonderful masculine scent to give a try. So those are my suggestions, and I would love to know if you've tried any of these, and either yourself or your partner has, and what your thoughts are. And I'm kind of just starting looking into more male fragrances and getting my husband to look more into niche fragrances. So I would love to hear some recommendations for ones to try out. I'm really interested in knowing what people have to recommend. Just for scents to, you know, just for, if you know that there's something like the ones that I've mentioned in that kind of family, I think I would just really like to hear your suggestions. So please leave them down below. And if a video like this interests you, where I talk more about male fragrances, please let me know. It's not something that I have to admit, most familiar with myself. My husband's fragrance collection is not much larger than what you see here. He has maybe, I want to say, 4 other scents that either weren't as appealing to me, or the ones that he doesn't wear that much, so I didn't include it here. But he doesn't have a very large collection, but being a perfume lover myself, I would love to slowly change that for him. So thank you so much for watching, and if you like my video, please don't forget to like and subscribe.